from now until Christmas, we would do an easy to sew project.
Yes.
And so I've done pillowcases, and I know my mother has done this for all the grandchildren, and they love their own little pillowcase. So I'm going to show you an easy way to do that. And so you're going to cut your base fabric, and so that's our little dog fabric here, is cut 21 inches by 27 inches. And a regular size pillow is 20 by 26. So regardless of what size pillow you have, if you just add 1 inch to the length and the width, the same technique will work.
That is a great tip.
Yes,
That's
yes.
good to
So
know.
it could fit any size. All right, so I cut the cuff is 10 inches by 21 inches. All right. And the first thing I did was I folded down a 1/2 inch on one edge. Now, here's the tricky part, and I only say this because I had to rip one of these off because I sewed it wrong. You would think you're going to sew it right sides to right sides, right? Well, we're going to flip this cuff over. So you want to sew the right side of the cuff to the wrong side of one section of the pillowcase.
And if you have directional fabric like you do there, you want to be sure to
Yeah.
make sure you're pointing the right direction.
At least I didn't make that mistake.
It can happen too.
All right, so then once you've got and I will just give you a tip on pressing, because you're going to want to press this seam allowance toward the cuff so that it'll all be encased. But if you will hold this in your hand and iron from this side, that seam allowance will naturally fall toward the part you're holding.
Right.
Okay? All right, so now we're going to sew it on, and all we're going to do is we're going to lay it over the top of our previous seam there and pin it in place and just top stitch right along that edge. Okay,
And
so
that's all there is to it on that side.
almost, because then now to put the whole thing together, I'm going to put right sides together, and we're going to start over here at this edge of the cuff. So down, cross the bottom, and back up. And I do backstitch.
I was going to ask
at the
you
start
that.
and
Yes.
stop when I do this.
Good
No,
idea.
When we do most quilting, we don't backstitch very much.
No.
But on this, you would want to backstitch. All right, now, because I want you to make this, you know, if these are for children, especially pillow fights. I don't know if you had them when you were kids, but we always
Maybe a couple.
did. So we want to encase all of the edges so that there are no unfinished seams. So when you get the whole pillowcase all done, you're going to come back and you're going to start here and you're going to sew in. I took 1/4 of an inch to sew it together. I took 3/8 of an inch on this particular seam, sew it all the way down and around the top. And when you get that done, you can see that you have all finished edges.
Great idea.
Everywhere. And so, you know, sometimes the edge will come loose a little bit. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to bend very much. I'd rather make it from scratch.
Right.
And so there's your pillowcase all finished.
Good
And so
idea for
again-
kids, because kids kind of treat things sometimes a little more
They love them
roughly
extra.
than we would expect.
They love them extra.
Well, do you know, we always buy new pajamas for Christmas, right? And so you could make sure that they had some kind of a pretty
fun.
little
Oh, a
pillowcase
matching pillowcase would be
that
so
goes with their
fun.
pajamas.
Very clever, Bonnie.